Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Oh boy. Shout out to BGS. Damn, son, where'd you find this? No, let me stop. Um, so why are we covering this? Shout out to all the brothers around Mr. Z's. Anywhere between now, this is for us older millennials and Xers under the age of 50, right? For those of us about 35 to 50, right? This stream really hit home. Shout out to BGS for this, right? For those of us about 35 to 50. Oh, you heard those ladies, right? So, for those of you that don't know, the link is in the description. We are going to be reviewing BGS' most recent stream today, where he covered the Pop the Balloon show. And I think the brother was what, 41-year-old brother, 42, 41-year-old brother. Or no. He was 40, about to be 41, or 41, about to be 42. I can't recall. But yeah, and he was, on the Pop the Balloon show with a bunch of um women that were looked like older millennials, right? And many of them were baby mamas, but not one-time baby mamas, 2 and 3-time baby mamas. What do you mean by that, Z? 3 children from 3 different men, 3 children from 2 different men, 2 children from 2 different men type baby mamas. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The reason why we're covering this is to show that even when they aged out the game, even when they have completely destroyed their opportunities, they gotta go out with a fight. They gotta go out with a middle finger to you. They gotta tell you what did the young lady say? Um you can't judge, you can't judge, right? And just because it doesn't work out with the second baby daddy, what? It's fascinating listening over and over again to women. Y'all are literally 3 baby daddies in. So these women just want to be single. And it was really funny, the kind of smoke screen one of them threw up. Well, what about if it doesn't work in your marriage? Ma'am, have you been married? And as the brother said, it's one thing if you had 3 kids from one dude. That's a different conversation. 3 kids from your husband, right? Your ex-husband, right? Now we already know about these 5-year long marriages in the black community. Oh boy. But fine, for argument's sake, it'd be one thing if you had the stair step kids. There we go. 3 children, 5, 3, and 1. That's still young, but okay. Argument's sake, 5, 3, and 1. Right, from your ex-husband. That would be a different conversation. Still cringe. I don't know why you're in the dating scene. You have a 1-year-old, but okay. That's not what we're saying, ma'am. You have 3 kids from 3 different men. 3 children from 3 different men. You don't see a problem here? The brother was being pinpoint accurate and how men, I didn't just say black men feel about it. One child from a baby daddy, some men will let you slide. Okay. You were young, you were horny, you were dumb, you were naive. Okay. One dude got the jump on you. Okay. 2 baby daddies? 3 baby daddies? Oh. So let me get this right. Black women are never wrong, especially in relationship to black men. Have y'all never heard Z say that before? In relationship to black men, black women are not only never wrong, you can't ever have any standards that exclude them. They can exclude you all day. They can not even find you attractive, but you better don't find them attractive. You better don't find them not appealing. Huh? Even if she doesn't find you, even if she finds you unappealing, you can't find her unappealing. What? Wow. So you heard many of them say your energy and your energy. And for the young lady with the what color dress was that? And she said, "Oh yeah, now you're getting what she said, aggressive or rude, whatever she said at the end." And I heard y'all saying, I read the comments with y'all saying she had the lunch lady arms. And BGS is right. Stable. What she said, she worked for the state or the city or the county or something like that. Stable job, average looking black woman. She should have been married. 40 years ago, she would have been married. When they say this energy thing, really, it's look, man, you're not kissing her ass. You're not being like, yes, sister, you're right. Queen, mother, goddess, yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, those, all four of your baby daddies ain't ish. All four of them played you. You got caught off guard on all four of them. Yeah, you right. Yeah, black men are horrible. You right. You right. And look, if you choose me, if you go with me, I'll show you that we can do better. When they say that energy crap, that's what they mean. You're not kissing ass enough. You're not groveling enough. You're not being conciliatory enough. Huh? Thank you, Trell. Trell said she worked for the county. Thank you. That's what they mean. Your energy. He was assertive and the problem is, oh yeah, Z, you forgot the black community for the past 40 some odd years, they don't really know what an assertive black man look like. An assertive black man is a aggressive black man. Uh-oh. We don't do assertive man in the black community anymore. Z, you said that wrong. We don't do assertive black men in the black community anymore. Any random white or Latino man that any one of these black women with, he can be assertive all day, every day. Huh? So what y'all saw here, shout out to this brother, is a brother once again, 10 toes down, right? And I want y'all to understand. Shout out to Compassionate. This is where that Chrissy clip come from. If you're average or below average looking black woman, if you can't date hypergamously, then it's better you be alone. I don't care. Okay, all right. What did the young lady say when he said 4 billion women on the planet, why should I choose you? What did she say instantly? It was a knee-jerk reaction. Don't choose me. Didn't she say something along those lines? Let me say it now. 30 years later, 20 years later, I told y'all they're gonna. I just told y'all that one last night. They're gonna sink with the ship. Exactly, Dre. Thank you. That's what she said. Don't pick me then. They're gonna sink with the ship, man. Once again, what is sinking with the ship? Golden Girls lifestyle. What is sinking with the ship? Antidepressant pills. What is sinking with the ship? Going off in their room at night at 11 o'clock at night. Huh? Huh? That's what going down with the ship is. Going down with the ship is, if they do have, because these women had children, being reliant on their children as they age. And when we say reliant, some of us, our parents are already reliant on us, especially for some of you exers. No, I'm saying overly reliant. Yeah, because you don't got no man. You and dad didn't work. And all the men that came around afterward, you ran away. So, of course, now you have to be overly reliant on your children. You don't got no man. You ain't got no job, Tommy. You don't got no man. Huh? There's a cost to that. Y'all watched a bunch of 40 something, late 30 something, and 40 something year old women give this man their ass to kiss. They don't even realize they aged out the game. Forget just the age with the children and the attitudes. Oh, huh? Shot for those brothers that have money. Y'all might want to start investing in those type of homes. Like you're starting to see them now. Those kind of Airbnb style homes. Like you could tell the home was built for like couples to be in the couples to be in this room and that room and this room, and there's a common area, right? Y'all might as well start investing in those type of homes now, where it's one of those type of homes where it's multiple single women in this one home, 4 or 5 women in this one home, huh? Y'all might as well start investing in and building those type of properties now because it's coming. No pun intended on that one, but there ain't gonna be no coming in that house. Huh? Wow. 40 something year old women with 2 and 3 kids from 2 and 3 different men. Still giving men their ass to kiss. Toya killed me every time. Every time the chocolate bar, right? Every time. St. Cyr says, Nazi, the electric bill gonna be high with their rose toys, bro. Right? Wow. Oh, look. I think one of the sisters was what 37. A couple of them with what 40 and 41 and 42. 3 kids from 3 different men, 2 kids from 2 different men, and you can't tell them nothing. And they love to hit you with the, oh, you can't judge me. You can't judge me, ma'am. Everyone's judging. Everyone's judging everyone. The difference is some of us maybe have the tact to not say it out loud what we're thinking and feeling. You lucky we're talking to um our homeboys behind your back. Other women are talking to their girlfriends behind your back. Couples are talking to each other behind your back. We're just not saying it to your face, ma'am. Everyone's judging everyone. Cut the crap. Oh, okay. And Dre says I might have misheard, but I think the youngest was 34. Okay, right. Cut the crap. Right. Y'all gives you 1 second. And we're back. But yeah, so I'm covering this to explain. I said it the other night. It's crazy to watch BGS cover this now. Um, they're going down with the ship. They're going down with the ship. You're gonna watch women go down, black women go down with the ship. Antidepressant pills, quote unquote therapy. The way y'all throwing around this therapy thing. They said never gave you Negroes money. The way y'all throwing this therapy thing around. Therapy, antidepressant pills, gas for your gas powered rose toy. Goddamn, Z. Huh? I saw what y'all was saying earlier. Was it you, Dre, that said the there you go, yep. Pets, um pharmaceuticals, wine, the box wine. And y'all saw that from when Single by Choices covered the Jamaican lady that had just turned 50. I said it the other day. She called in, wasn't it that her birthday? She was drunk off a box wine. She earns a good six figures a year, right? Just turned 50. Yeah, you drank to get the liquid courage to call into Kendra G's show at 50 because you're desperate to advertise yourself, excuse me. Huh? Yeah. Huh? This is looking bad. I want y'all to understand. Older Xers, older Xers don't got nothing on younger Xers and millennials. And Gen Z is gonna be even worse. The women in black women in Gen Z. Oh, this about to look bad. This not even. I I'm telling y'all now. For us as young Xers under the age of 50 and millennials, y'all think it's bad now with the way they sound and the depression and the anger and the rage. I'm telling you, it's going to get worse. They really bought into feminism under, excuse me, patriarchy under feminist specifications. You're watching, and I think someone said to BGS that he was a airplane mechanic. Airplane mechanic. He got the look, tattoo on the neck and everything. You can tell hood brother that found his way and got good money now, right? He fit the aesthetic. That's why initially many of them didn't pop their balloon. Then he started talking, and just like the plumber, just like what was that, Aaron? He started talking back. Oh, that I'm glad. So that's twice now we didn't see it. You could have the aesthetic, you could have the background. So you could be a diesel brother, tatted up, come from the same neighborhood. So in other words, so shout out to all my square brothers. This is what we're saying to you. You can have the aesthetic. You can have the sound. You can have the background. The problem was always you're talking back. Thank you, Grab second gear, aircraft mechanic. Right? The problem is that you're talking back. They're gonna obscure it with all this BS language. Your energy, you're coming off too aggressive, you're coming off. No, you're coming off too assertive as a black man. Shut the hell up. That's what they're really saying. Huh? You're talking back. How dare you talk back? What? What TK Kirkland says? Who raised you? Who raised you? Did you not learn the gynocratic ways? Where's your mother? Hey, whose man's is this? That's their problem. And you're watching women talk around it. That's what black women are telling you. The internet will expose us all, everyone. Shout out to those of us who are young enough not to get caught up, because I'm gonna say this to some of you younger brothers that weren't necessarily here, because I was still a kid, but you weren't here for the talk show era in the 90s, in the late 80s. You weren't here for that, right? The conversation was almost always skewed. You didn't really get to see women show their ass that much like that. The conversation was always skewed. Now with the internet and with another generation or so of this gynocratic order in the black community, Now you get to see women show your ass. They're just about to hit that tipping point of just straight up coming out and saying what that young lady said on Daily Wrap Up Crew: provide, protect, and shut up. That's what these women. That's what the women were pretty much saying to Aaron. All of them. That's what they're saying to this brother. Huh? All that your energy. I was waiting to. I was trying to feel you out. I was trying to see first. You know. Huh? No, they're being honest. And y'all gives you 1 second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. But yeah, so a generation or two past the talk show era, and now women have internet access so they can tell you how they feel, or they're on these different quote unquote matchmaking shows. Okay, yeah, that's it. Dating shows, etc., etc. And now what? Huh? Forget just giving black men their ass to kiss. Even in the final quarter, this is all hands on deck. In case of emergency, fine man. Look. This is the final quarter. We're coming down to the last play. We need to find us a husband, secure husband, emergency. They can't help it. They still gotta give you their ass to kiss. Y'all gives you 1 second. And we're back. But yeah, so yeah, you would think it's all, but once again, black women's bravado, their ego, their pride, their black men ain't ish, right? Huh. Earth, this is what I'm saying. Like, play the final countdown in the background for real. For real, Vincent. This is the final countdown. This is the final countdown. Let Okay. Let me say this. These women have made themselves so insufferable. They have made themselves so undateable, unmarriageable. They're not even going to catch the simps. You heard me right. The simps can't even qualify. Z, you said that wrong. I said it backwards. Z, say it the right way. These women don't even qualify for the simps. There you go. Said correctly. Vince, for real, there's a whole lot of horns on that song, Final Countdown. Right? This is the final countdown, truly. Thank you, Vince, because now I gotta put it. I'm even thinking about changing the title. Now I have to put the song as a link. So y'all have that song playing in the back of your mind for this stream. Because it really is the final countdown, and these ladies really are fumbling the bag on the final countdown. And their bravado and their ego and the black men ain't ish and giving you their ass to kiss, they can't help it. They can't help it. Huh? These women have made themselves not even, they can't even qualify for the simps. They can't even qualify for the simps. That is hysterical. Toya. And Toya says, Alexa, play Ludacris Holes in My Room. They can't even qualify for the Understand something. There are brothers that would risk it. Women with two kids from two different men, they'll risk it. They would. There are black men. Shout out to Charles Faulkner Jr. We are the trash men of the dating scene, right? Fine. There are black men that will risk it. These women are making them. We are watching them literally disqualify themselves for even the simps. Huh? And TF Indifferent, you are 100% correct. The simps never qualified in their eyes. And here's the thing, that's the only people they qualify for now. And they're making themselves even insufferable to those brothers. Funny enough, and you're right about that. They're making themselves too insufferable for those brothers while they turn their nose up to the last. Understand what Z is saying. These are the last men that would be even willing to consider not just smashing, but marrying y'all. And you are turning your nose up at the last men that's even considering marrying a 3-time baby mama. I didn't say smash, because you could get D from anyone. That white police officer that deleted that sister, who her son had to walk on her unalived. She had what, 3-4 kids from 2-3 different men, and he was smashing. And I suspect she told him she was pregnant, or he tried to end it and she gave too much of a hassle or issue, and he deleted her. So men will smash. Men will smash black women 3-time baby mamas. Huh? Marriage, on the other hand, you women are making yourself too insufferable for even that. For even that. Shout out to BGS for this. And Leon said he's the one who sent it to BGS. Thank you for that. Right? Thank you for that. And shout out to you, Only Logical. I saw that short that you put out. Was it a short or was it a video? Right? Of the young lady calling herself intimidating. Yawn. Let's pause right here. Let's address this. So I guess I gotta put this link in the description box too. In Only Logical's videos, he covers a young lady. I guess she has a white boyfriend. And the white boyfriend got her being around these white racist folks. And she seems young, college age, probably early 20s, maybe late teens, but looks like early 20s. Got a, like, once again, white boyfriend, whatever. White boyfriend got her around these white racist folks, white racist women. We already know how underhanded, and that's the title. Yes, the Divester Wake Up Call. Thank you, Only Logical. And so the young lady is around these, and you know it's white racist girls making probably underhanded comments behind her back, or maybe even to her face. And so she pretty much is admitting it. She's crying about it, and whatever. And she says she's intimidating to them. Oh. Okay, look. I don't know who's raising these these newfangled young black folks, namely the young black girls or young black women in this case. Look, I get it to some of you older Xers and you boomers, especially some of the conservative ones who don't want to raise your children to be handicapped by race. Huh? And you don't want to raise them that, you're lesser than, and that's how you take it. Look, your children, you're putting them in these environments, they're playing down racism and anti-blackness, and they run right smack dab right in the middle of it. And now you got this weirdo divester chick dealing with racism, anti-blackness, and then thinking, oh, it's because I'm intimidating. No, oh boy. I don't want to call her a dumbass because she's young. Okay, Z, relax. This young lady is running into the wood chipper of anti-blackness, holding on to her white boyfriend's white peen. And all she could tell herself is, I'm intimidating to them. You're not intimidating by them. Excuse me. They don't find you intimidating. There we go. Huh? You're not intimidating to them. They do not find you intimidating. You're black. That's the problem. Period. Beginning, end. You are a black woman dating one of their young black men. It could become marriage. The white folks, namely, let's call a thing a thing, the young white women see you as taking one of theirs. Huh? You think these women find you intimidating? Is that what you're telling yourself? Young lady, whether you end up marrying this man, this white man or not, whether it's another white man in the future, whether you stop dating these white dudes after they run through you and you end up with a brother, stop lying to yourself. It's because you're a black woman. Huh? First, as I said before, these young white women feel like you're taking one of theirs. They're going. We look, man. Especially, and this is the problem with the black community. A lot of the black boys are way too close to women and to the girls. Y'all been around to see how catty women can be in all the underhanded comments. And for those of us that work with certain white women, you ain't catty masters. All the underhanded comments, all the looks. So she's getting met with all of that. Now y'all could talk about microaggressions. All the microaggressions. You get met with all of that. And you think they're intimidated by you? Stop it. Stop. Stop. You're in their space. You're in their environment. You think they're intimidated by you? So that's what you're telling yourself. And shout out to your white boyfriend at the end telling black women you deserve whatever you wanted. And don't settle. Oh, nice try, Brad. Nice try. Nice try. Huh? I told you everybody's blowing smoke up black women's ass. That's why they're so delusional. Everyone's blowing smoke up black women's ass. That's how you get the young ladies, well, not young ladies, the young ladies on the Pop the Balloon show just now. That's how you get that. Everyone's blowing smoke up their ass. Then they wake up at 42 and 43 years old when it's the last call for alcohol, final countdown, and they still giving black men their ass to kiss because everybody's been lying to them and gaslighting them. The delusion is real. Who was it? Lying that said delusion is a religion for them. And as a matter of fact, we've been watching for a couple years now, women literally telling other women to lean into delusion. Listen, what Mr. Z is saying right now. Literally saying, what's wrong with being delusional? We are watching women literally tell other women, in this case, black women, to lean into being delusional. Literally. Huh? That's how you get the women on the Pop the Balloon show. 2 and 3 kids in, 2 and 3 different baby daddies. As BGS said, one of them, she says, passed at a young age. One of the baby daddies, he probably in the streets. I don't even like talking about brothers like that. Let's be honest though, probably in the streets. Huh? And so now what? But delusion is a religion. People been blown smoke up their rear end, right? Stroking their ego, stroking someone else, stroking their ego for decades. These women are 4 decades plus in, 3 decades plus in life. Delusional. They don't know any other way. They don't. Huh? I said it the other night when I was covering the young lady out of Canada Shout out to you, Dre. Right? The young lady else, they don't know any other way but to be sassy to black men, to be snarky to black men, to be rude to black men, to be condescending to black men, to always essentially tell black men to check themselves. They don't know any other way. And thank you for this, Toya. Toya put the Cash App link. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Yeah, I heard him say that. And Compassionate says BGS said black women are akin to concrete. Yep, yep, right. What does he say? If you want a black community, you have to have them with black women. But you know what comes with it, right? You know what come with it. They're not going to change. The environment's going to change them. And even with that, understand underlying, even when they need you and you get them to act right. Notice what Mr. Z is saying. Their behavior change. Underlying is still the low level of contempt. Why? Because they got nowhere else to go. That's why Mr. Z says, y'all better come over here. And what do I say after that? And come over here with a smile. When you come over here, you better come over here with a smile. No grimace. Thank you very much. Keep it. If you're going to come over here with the grimace, go find your corner to die peacefully in. Y'all think Mr. Z won't say this in real life? Let me ask a better question. You think Mr. Z hasn't said this in real life? Go find a. Listen, ladies. Listen, Linda. Listen, ladies. It's that simple. For those of you that are going to jump ship from the gynocracy last minute and try to find you a brother over here, yeah. And you better don't come over here with a grimace either. Right? And you better don't come over here with a grimace either. Yeah, you heard right. Huh? What you thought? Hysterical. Trail, hysterical and accurate, by the way. Huh? Yes, ladies, it's that serious. Absolutely. 40-something-year-old women everywhere. 40, you would think they should be the most. Look, I have this issue and I've never been married. I have 2 kids and I know I messed up, but I can always change. I've already changed. I'm not even going to say the therapy thing anymore. That's done. That's old news. That's done. You know? Huh. 40 some odd year olds. That's look. Shout out to accountable commentary. Yeah, Tizzy Tour. That's all you. That's all you qualify for now, and barely that. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's all now. That's it. It's done. It's done. Right. You would think with these type of handicaps, you would at least have your attitude on point. But they don't see them as handicaps. That's what they're telling you. Oh, you're a black man. You're supposed to accept this anyway, and you're the one who's supposed to accept it with a smile. Huh? Right? What movie was I watching? Was it Cadillac Records? Years ago. And when what's his name met his wife already had kids and everything. And the first, I want to say when he first started really flirting with her, and he was like, those kids need a dad. He said those kids need a dad. That lets you, brothers that were going somewhere in the past were willing to sign up for this. You think these young brothers willing to sign up for this? Especially young brothers that's going to be successful or that already are successful? That lets you know their attitude has gotten so bad. As I said before, the simps ain't even signing up for this no more. Right? That's why I bring up the rose toy. Y'all have made yourself so insufferable. Dude, many dudes are not even smashing. Huh? And that's all you qualify for now, because even with the handicaps, your attitude stinks because you don't think they're handicaps. Right? Your attitude stinks because you don't even think your handicaps are handicaps. That's frightening. You want to talk about delusional. You, I said it before. So, petulant child energy, temper tantrum energy, right? So, what you saw here was petulant child energy. You saw women who are 30 and 40 some odd year olds with children. These people have children, everyone. These people are mothers, everyone. And yet they're still operating in some type of delusion. These are people that, from what we know, ostensibly they're paying bills, right? They're paying bills. They're, air quotes, raising children. Huh? They are paying bills. They are raising children. And look at the way they think about men and relationship. Right? Huh. 40 some odd year olds. See, when you're super young and everything's tight and everything's right and dudes are throwing the peen at you left and right, Mr. Z can make a little bit of space for the delusion under the age of like 27. Huh? Under the age of about 27, I could understand why you're on cloud nine. Yeah, you smelling your own fart because of course you are. You're cute, you're attractive, you get in the club free. Everybody in your town, in your city, just throwing the penis at you, throwing money at you, right? The local D-boy, the aspiring rapper, huh? I get it. These are 40 some odd year olds. Okay. This speaks to something that Black Uru said, and he said this a couple of times actually. This is the curse of black women's aging. This is the curse. This is on the other side of them aging a bit better than other groups of people, other groups of women. This is the other side. Because a couple of dudes still want to smash and still might want to lay up, it causes them to be able to hold on to the delusion for longer. Then they wake up in their Vivica A. Fox. God damn. Huh? So where white women know to bail out of the delusion in their late 20s and it's all hands on deck emergency. We cannot get 30 and 32 years old, not married. Huh? Where white women are doing that, and Latina women, it depends. Yes and no, depending. Black women, because once again, Mr. Z says it all the time. Attractive black women are attractive. And we all done seen that 50-year-old and that 45-year-old that we're like, God damn, she is still God. Shout out to Regina Hall. Shout out to Sanaa Lathan. Huh? There's a number of black women. You're like, she's 50? She's 45? She's 42? Up until recently, Claudia Jordan. Right? Huh? Here's the curse. Yeah. You're extremely attractive for 43 and 45 and maybe even 50. And you're giving non-black women who are 32 A run for their money. You might actually even look better, Drea Michelle. Huh? Yeah. Maya. Yeah. Tracy Ellis Ross. Up until about yesterday. Yeah. Uh-huh. What that mean? Nothing. Because where's the wedding ring? Uh-oh. Huh? Because where is the wedding ring? Ebony K. Williams. Exactly, Dr. D. Huh? Amanda Seals. Angela Rye. Ooh, Angela Rye. Angela Rye. Yikes. Huh? Yeah, you still attractive and you 40 whatever, maybe even 50. What does that mean? Huh? Attractive black women are attractive. Black women won the genetic lottery by being black. And so they age, especially if they work on their diet and they go to the gym regularly. Oh, Brittany Renner's gonna age nicely if she could keep it up. She'll age nicely, and then she opens her mouth. Oh boy. Uh oh. Huh? If Yanni could lay off the makeup, she'll age okay. Huh? She'll be all right. Meg the Stallion, same thing. She'll be all right physically. Uh huh. What Future said, Meg the Stallion's about a boatload. He didn't say boatload. He said something else. Right? She gonna be all right physically. Yeah, but that wedding ring though. Huh? Ishmael, she has a gorgeous face, right? And I like her laugh. Her laugh is infectious. And Ishmael says, I don't even like light skinned women like that. Oh, Ishmael, you doing this wrong, bro. You forgot. We're supposed to be like, right, colorist over here. We're supposed to put light skinned women on a pedestal. Mr. Z has a light skinned girlfriend. That don't even mean nothing. You forgot. We're supposed to put every woman lighter than a brown paper bag. It's her over everything. You forgot we're supposed to be colorist and featurist and texturist over here. But continuing. I don't even like light skinned women like that. But Angela Rye could get free admission to the Tizzy tour. Huh? Yeah. Angela Rye, pretty face. Still fit. Huh? Like I said, I like her. She has a funny laugh. Right? Yeah, but that wedding ring though. Uh-oh. Ebony K. Williams, Angela Rye. Huh? Amanda Seals. We could go down a list. And that's just famous women. That's just famous women. The reason why I'm covering this is to show you these are average black women in their 40s. And can you tell the difference between them and the famous rich women? What's the difference? What is the difference? Huh? These women should be all hands on deck emergency. Look, I got 3 kids from 3 different dudes, 2 kids from 2 different dudes. I promise I won't do it no more. Right? Y'all recall the video BGS covered over a year ago now, maybe even 2 years ago, where the young lady, it was kind of like towards the end of the kind of COVID thing, and and it was a lady saying, "Look, I need a man to come in and we'll negotiate. I have a home, right? I just need somebody to help me with these bills." That's what black women should be on, and I don't even like talking about what people should be on. Just makes me cringe. But fine, that's what they should be on. You hear these women, huh? You hear them? The ego, they can't help it. And they're in their 40s. Being Vivica A. Fox is 15 years away, 17 years away, 20 years away. They're going to wake up in that time and blink for the 34-year-old. Maybe you better than the rest because of age, okay? You wake up one day, you Vivica A. Fox. You wake up again the next day, you Eartha Kitt. Compromise for who? For what? This has social ramifications, everyone. Leaning on your children because you never got married has social ramifications. Huh? That financial load you're going to put on your children, that time that you're going to have your children invest in you, that energy, it has social ramifications. Huh? You being so insufferable, you don't even qualify for the Sims, has social ramifications. Huh? Dear 40 something year old black women, your attitude, your worldview, you're sticking middle finger up at black men because a brother have the nerve to tell you, yeah. See, one time is a mistake. We get it. Okay, we'll let you slide with one time. Two time, that's a pattern. You incubated a child, a whole living, breathing child in you for 9, 10 months, lady. Twice from 2 different men, thrice from 3 different men, and it was their fault all 3 times? That speaks to judgment. That speaks to character. And that's why you don't want to own your problem. You don't want to own your responsibility in this because it speaks to character. And God forbid we start speaking about black women who get pregnant from 3 different men and bring those children into this world. God forbid we speak about that. Huh? And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat, KMS says, there comes a time where it's the customer who is the fool for asking the owner of the chicken shack why they don't serve steak. The chicken shack doesn't serve steak, can't serve steak, nor has the resources or want to. That time is now. I hear you, KMS. I hear you. Right? It's time to go to somewhere else, right? As BGS has so eloquently said to us, leave the car on the lot. I hear you, KMS. I hear you. Right? Leave the car on the lot. Right? Or as our Chinese brethren apparently are saying, let it rot. Hey, that rhymes. Leave the car on the lot and let it rot. Not the Oprah. And Charles says, you get a child, you get a child, and you get a child. And you right. Apparently that is what these particular black women are on. 40s. 40s. And so what we're also seeing is the divide right now between the women that are handing out their womb frivolously, because and shout out to Compassionate. To Z, it speaks to nihilism from both ends, right? Both of them it it's a result of it don't matter anyway, right? So there's the women that's handing out their womb out frivolously because it doesn't matter anyway, and there's the women that are sitting on their womb and waiting for the millionaire to walk in the door, possibly even the billionaire to walk in the door before having children. And both of those speak to delusion. That's number one. Number two, you're watching the divide between the haves and the have-nots. But we're not talking about money and resources here. We're talking about children. So as the birth rate declines, including for Black women, you're still seeing Black women 2 and 3 and maybe even 4 baby daddies deep. Oh, that sounds like a corn title. Anyway, right? And on the other side are the women well into their late 40s, no children. Huh? So Vince, and this is what I was speaking to. And Vince is, so that epiphany phase gets bypassed apparently. I think what happens to Black women and is that it's because they age, especially if they keep up with themselves. And Black men are the garbage men of the dating world. But they're aging better than other women, right? And then men are having sex with them. So they're aging better than other women from other backgrounds. Then they're having sex with young men, right? 40 some odd year old Black women are having sex with 30 some odd year old and even 20 some odd year old Black men. And then they're having conversations and going out with 20 some odd year old Black women, right? So they are experiencing their own form of arrested development, even though they have children. So what that's doing is it's staving off the epiphany phase, if not skipping it altogether. And then they just wake up Vivica A. Fox age. Huh? They wake up Vivica A. Fox age. They wake up Claudia Jordan's age. They wake up Taraji's age. They wake up Tracy Ellis Ross age. Huh? It's because they're engaging in things that's slowing that aging process down. Right? They're engaging in things that's slowing that aging process down. They hang around younger folks. They're having sex with younger men. Right? And then they're just aging slowly, or at least slower. And then you couple that to the fact that, once again, Black men are the garbage men of the dating world. If you're a little hornball at 28 years old, and this 42-year-old just want to get her rocks off, and she don't really care to do anything with you, you just come through, knock the cobwebs out every couple weeks, maybe every month, maybe every week, depending on how much she needed. That also help her to keep the quote-unquote standards up. Oh boy. Because in that one thing, she's getting that scratch itched. So she could, quote-unquote, hold out, right? For the, once again, quote-unquote, air quotes, right man. So she can hold out for the right man. Because somebody's scratching that itch. And of course, it could be an older brother, but I'm saying the things that allow for them to still play this youthful game is once again black women win the genetic lottery when it comes to aging from for the vast majority of them, especially if they can keep themselves up. Then black men are the garbage men in the dating world. That also helps. Then they're hanging around with younger women. Their conversation isn't that much different, regardless of their career field. Their conversation didn't really change from when they were 22 years old. Then young men are smashing. It's a toxic mix, right? Huh. And once again, KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And compassion, I say compassion, sorry. And KMS is, and this is hysterical, hashtag Chicken Shack don't sell steak. At this point, Z, you are just writing the explanation. I really am, though. I really am. To be filed in the report upon. I'm thinking about Edward Anderson as I'm reading this. And let's say that again. Hashtag Chicken Shack don't sell steak. At this point, Z, you are just writing the explanation to be filed in the report upon the job termination, or why we won't to me why we let you go. Well, it says here in paragraph. No, it really is though. Really is. Really. Right. Man. And that is what I'm engaging in, right? I heard Mr. Z is the Black Manosphere HR manager. Mr. Z is the Black Manosphere counselor. Shout out to Edward Anderson. He gave me half of these damn titles, right? All right. So no, I am engaging in that. I'll admit to that, right? Because for those of us under the age of 50, understand these women are still part of the black community, and they will be part of the black community for the oldest brothers, let's say the next 20 some odd 30 years you're alive, maybe. For those of us a bit younger, maybe the next 30, 40 some odd years of our life. For those of you that are even younger, the next 50 some odd years of your life, if you're in your 20s, 50, 60 years of your life. Shout out to the brothers that's going to hit 100 years, but yeah. Right? But yeah, for the oldest of us, hopefully we got another 20, 30 some odd years of left of life. They're going to still be here. Yo, compassion says Coach Carter. Ed killed me with that. He killed me. Right? Hysterical. Sign the paperwork, Z. sign the M. He said, I'm not trying to use profanity tonight, but sign the MF and paperwork. Right? Better you even saying it. Sign the paperwork, Z. Right? That yo. Now I gotta go back and find it in Compassionate's on Compassionate's page, because that's just funny. It's just funny. Right? And truly, Ed is making more and more sense every day, because these women are 40 something. These are not even Gen Z. These are 40. Understand something what Mr. Z is saying. Not only are these women 40 something, okay, they're 40 some odd years old, cool. They're 40 something year old single mothers 2 and 3 times over. That's what makes this so egregious. Shout out to BGS. That's what makes this so egregious. It's not just that they're 34 years old and 40 years old and 41 and 42 years old. No. These women are 42 and 34 and 41 and 40. I can't remember what the oldest woman in there was, what her age was. and they're 2 and 3 kids in from 2 and 3 different men. And they couldn't even hear this brother tell them the truth. Because in their mind, it's some millionaire brother or millionaire man, because they'll take a white dude, millionaire dude who doesn't see the kids, right? Like they have their children, but just looks right over the children. And not even just that, you look over the multiple baby fathers. A naive simp, everyone. A naive simp. Huh? Wow. So we cover this to say, dear Gen Z, learn from this, because the women in your age group better be worse. They're gonna have less children, though. They're gonna have less children. More of y'all are dating out. More of you are, you know, y'all. Shout out to the internet and social media. Y'all see the red flags, right? But as you can see, it doesn't end. Shout out to Trell Bentley, because Trell been saying it in the comments. Trell says it don't get better, Z. They don't learn. They don't change, right? Thank you, Broken Blade. Learn from this. Learn from this. Because I've asked my elders, the brothers that are older than me in my chat, I've asked them, does it change? And some of these brothers got me by a decade, maybe even more. And they say it don't even change in their late 40s, early 50s. The delusion doesn't change. So for you brothers that are in my chat, or they are listening, shout out to the replay gang, and y'all in y'all mid-20s and late 20s, understand the brothers that are 20 years older than you, they're a decade older than me, are telling you their conversation doesn't change, their worldview doesn't change. We're talking about women, damn, they're 50. Huh? These are women whose children are going to be out the house in 5 years, in 4 years, in 7 years. That's frightening, right? Better you, sis. Man, LAR took all the hope the other day. I like talking to LAR. The Raj Report and LAR. I really want, like, I got to be a host of this. The Black Pill conglomerate, we'll call it. And it's BGS, LAR, and the Raj Report. I'm telling y'all. You know, I've had conversations with LAR offline. The brother is the same brother offline as y'all see online. His commentary on his channel, shout out to LAR, right? LAR is that same brother, I'm telling you. So yeah. The Black Pill conglomerate. And it won't just be conversations about relationships and women, right? Politics too. Right? Because the Raji Report's take and LAR's take is refreshing. It really is. Right? That's why you need brothers like that in this space. Well, you're right about that, Trill. You're right about that. You're right about that. You're right about that. You know, and I thought about it after I said it, and because y'all heard me say it, right? Let me say it again for everyone, actually. Um, if your kid didn't get full ride scholarship to a school out of town, right? Let's say it again. If your kid didn't get full ride scholarship to a school out of town and far enough away where they can't drive home every day, right? Your child is probably going to be, your adult children are probably going to be living with you. And it's somewhat understandable. Y'all know Mr. Z is a millennial, so I get it. And I didn't move out exactly at 18 either. Right? But yeah, your kid is going to be at the crib until 24, 25, 28. I'm just letting y'all know now. For us millennials and for you Xers, yeah. I'm not saying your kid's going to be a bum, but I am saying, yeah, that financial landscape, it ain't like back in the day. Shout out to you boomers. You got a little piece of job, a little Roach Motel type apartment. You make pennies an hour and you could still afford to go out and to afford your place. We're not saying you were balling out of control, but you can afford your used car and you can afford your apartment and you can afford to actually live at 20 years old, 21 years old, back in the 80s and the 70s. Yep, not anymore. Right? Right? Washing his clothes and run up your damn water bill. And the Bucker TV says my son drives home every damn weekend. Does he have the dirty clothes hamper with him? Sucking up all your goddamn Wi-Fi. Oh man. The Bunker TV, you killed me just now. Right. Trell, that is hysterical. Better you, that is hysterical. Not the gummy blowjob. Oh. Oh, that's hysterical. That's hysterical. Right? And Oppo says, and thank you for the super chat. Oppo says, Z, do you have an email? My email is in the description box, Oppo, and it's always in the description box. Oppo says, Z, do you have an email? I have some tomfoolery. I know what you're trying to say. Tomfoolery to send your way if you're interested. Send it. I'll check my email. I've gotten way better. Y'all don't understand. Mr. Z used to not check his email literally back in the day, months at a time. Right? Now I'm checking it pretty much every day. Pretty much every day. And that's because of y'all. And shout out to Adrian. I can't keep up, Adrian. I can't keep. Hey, shout out to Adrian. Adrian be sending me the emails. I'll be like, oh boy. Shout out to Leon. Shout out to all of you that send me emails. I check them. I check them. Right. Just because if you see if I'm not responding, you know, Z's life be lifing. But yeah, I'm checking my emails. Right. Man. And so hell, that's all I'm saying. Right. And Sahel says the financial situation is dim, really dim. People be living paycheck to paycheck. That's all I'm saying. And some of these things can be helped, right? So the other night when we were speaking about me going back to school and you know, for pretty much the soft sciences, right? And one of the brothers in the comments said, Z, in this economy, I don't know. Makes perfect sense, right? So that's what I'm saying. Some of these things can be helped. But America the West, really all the developed nations, to be honest with you. But America, the West, but we're American, fine. Shout out to Big Maple. There got to be a big ass structural change. Like there are things that you as an individual can do to make your life better. But on a grand scale, oh no, yeah, there got to be a structural change. Y'all already know this is where Mr. Z puts on his leftist hat. These private equities shouldn't be buying up no house. I said it the way I meant it. More than 100 houses, get out of here. Let's say more than 1,000, and that's still too much. More than 100 houses, get out of here. Nope. Y'all better don't make Z a mayor. Don't make Z a Congress member. Don't make Z a senator. Nope. Right? Because that's bigger than just alpha your way through and go to the right schools. And okay, fine. You made it because you went to a certain school. You majored in some type of STEM field. Fine. What about your younger brother who didn't? So to hell with him because he decided to go a different route? Yeah, nope. Right. So yeah, I speak about the larger things also to kind of help put things into focus about some of the reasons why people are acting and speaking the way they are. Some. Not all the way. We ain't trying to make excuses for them, but some. It's up to you what percentage you want to put on that, right? But yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, you're right, Jake. And Jake says, you talking about the balloon baby mama madness volume 6? This one was egregious because they were like 30 and 40 something, 40 some odd year olds with 3 kids from 3 different men. Lady, you got pregnant from a man you were married to thrice. Thrice. And you and the 24-year-old have the same standards. Are you crazy? You and a 25-year-old with no kids who just graduated college yesterday are talking the same way. This is why we call it delusional. See, this is the thing. Women speak as if black women in this case speak as if when men charge them with being delusional, we just throw that out there for no, we just throw out any type of quote unquote standards or demands that women have. We just tell them they're delusional. No, this is delusional. Huh? This is delusional. You don't even realize you're on borrowed time. This is the final count. Forget final countdown. Now you're working off of luck. Now you're working off of the mercy of men, the mercy of black men. Your ego and your pride won't let you admit you working off of mercy now. If you're a two-time baby mama, a three-time baby mama, you are living off. Forget final countdown. No, let's throw that out the window. Now you're living off of luck and mercy, and your ego won't let you admit it. You're working off of luck and mercy, and that's why we say delusional. That's why we say delusional. And this does have consequences. We were just speaking about the financial landscape in America. Do you not think it's selfish as hell to now be a financial burden on your children? Because now you're 60 something years old, you can't work anymore, or you've retired, for those of you that can, right? You're on disability, you have a fixed income, it's not enough. Are our parents going to lean on us? Yes. But for those of you that are overly reliant on your children because you gave men the middle finger, even even final countdown, even when you had a glimpse, just a teeny tiny glimmer of hope in your 40s, two-time baby mama, you had the smallest glimmer of hope humanly possible. You said F that because your ego and your pride. And 15 and 20 years later, now you're leaning on your children. That's not selfish? Huh? You're not just leaning on your children. You're overly leaning on your children. Huh? And the Bunker TV says, I'm letting my son stay home until he buys a home. He's 23. And Saint Sirius says, smart man. And that's all it is. We just gonna have to rethink a lot of this stuff. That's all. And shout out to you, Bunker TV, for seeing ahead. We just gonna have to rethink all of this. And black people, we've been innovative with this anyway because the system was never really built for. We didn't have the luxury of the masses of us kind of having that solid middle, upper middle class lifestyle where you're moving out the house at 18 and you never got to move back because you're low key, your parents are still floating you even though you have your own place. I've met them. I said that to y'all before. I've met attorneys. Y'all know Mr. Z used to work at a law office. I've met attorneys, white ones, who parents are still paying for stuff. You heard right. These are whole attorneys who parents are still floating them. So shout out to you, Bunker TV, for we just gonna have to think of these things differently. It's a different time. The window has moved, right? The Overton window has moved. It's just a different time. It's different. That doesn't mean all of us, right? Some of us, your children, it's just everything aligned, and you raise them a certain way, and they're gonna move out, and then they're gonna get their career, and maybe they move back for a year, and then, they just take off. That's yeah. But y'all know Mr. Z, I speak about the masses most of the time, and that's just not going to be the case for the masses. Not even just black folks, Americans. Right? Jake, you already know that. And Jake says, this is what being priced out of life looks like. Hey, I don't want to say it because you already know we on the ish list for the government, but hey, bro, something got to give. I ain't even gonna say it. And once again, thank you for the super chat, Opos. Thank you for the super chat. And Oppo, once again, my email is in the description box, and it's pretty much always in the description box, right? So yeah, but yeah, something got to give. So I don't want to go in detail of what I think that might look like eventually, but people are being fed up. Yeah, don't let the wealthy people take too much of the resources off the table. It ain't looking good. Huh? Maybe, Dr. D. Probably. You're probably right. And Dr. D says, let's be honest, a woman with 3 kids with 3 different baby, I know you meant to say baby daddies, with 3 different baby daddies is having a lot of adult fun. You're probably right. But there is the oddball that throws a temper tantrum because she gave her vagina out frivolously, however she wanted, and now she's sitting on it completely. Right? The celibate kinds. Right? That doesn't mean she ain't get herself off, but it doesn't mean she's not engaging in adult fun with other living, breathing human beings. Right? But sure, you're right. You're generally right. Yeah. Right. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe to the super chat. He says, these haughty these haughty Cheerios gonna to the end of hopelessness. These haughty hoes are gonna into the homelessness, and broken, betrayed by their own life choices. I mean, you're being stabbed in the back by your own choices. Yes, I agree with this. Young men, don't be her life raft because she will be your anchor. Oh, I gotta read that last part again because that is so true. Young men, don't be her life raft because she will be your anchor. I agree with that. This is not that. Let me be very clear why I agree with that. This is not the era, and this is why I bought up Cadillac Records earlier, and the brother who he met the woman and she already had kids, and he walked like don't they need kids, and he raised them, right? And this brother became rich and famous, etc., but he raised them. The reason why I bought that out is because it was a different deal back then. It was a different deal. Those women understood that they had already kind of messed up, and they were willing to negotiate, and she was maybe willing to give you another kid or two. These are your biological children, but you're raising all of the children, right? And you would come home and your food would be on the table, and it was just a different deal. Now these baby mamas sound like they're childless 25-year-olds. They're 45, three kids, three different dudes, but they're sounding like childless 25-year-olds with their demands. Not quote unquote standards, but their demands. That's the thing. So if you meet a woman, you take a liking to her, she tell you she has a child, and you, oh yeah, okay, I'll gamble. I'll gamble. Right? What we're seeing now, shout out to the internet, like I said, the internet will expose us all. What these women are showing is that they've become so insufferable, it's not even worth the gamble. It's not even worth the gamble. Gamble with who for what? Right? Gamble for these women are showing you that if you put a ring on it, they still will torpedo that marriage within 5 years. You sit let me be very clear. You were floating her. You met her 7 years ago, 8 years ago. You put a ring on it within 3 years. She stayed married to you for 5 years. She walking out the door with some of the resources. God forbid you adopted those children and gave them your last name. Oh boy. She will go right back to the struggle, but taking some of your money with her on the way out the door. That is why we're cautioning you. To all you young men, shout out to KMS. It's not the same deal that some of our grandfathers got from our grandmothers. Let's be very clear. Hey, could we be honest? Let's be honest on Z's channel right now. Some of our aunts and uncles ain't our biological aunts and uncles. Uh-oh. Or they're like halfway, they're half uncles. Huh? Like mom had like three different sets of kids. I said mom, sorry. Grandma and great grandma had like three sets of kids from three different dudes. And the last dude married her and stayed. Huh? If we're gonna have an honest conversation. And that's our granddad. Our granddad or great granddad was the one that married her and stayed. Or, ooh, Z, you're about to say that. Or the person that we know as our granddad, who's not our biological granddad, is the one that married grandma or great grandma and stayed. How many of us have that dynamic, at least for one of our grandparents or great grandparents? Mr. Z just raised his hand. Huh? How many of us have that dynamic for one of our grandparents or great grandparents, grandma or great grandma? Huh? What Mr. Z is saying is that dynamic is not even there anymore. Huh? Yeah. These newfangles that are middle-aged women, they don't even offer what great grandma did or grandma did. That's why they're not meeting granddad or who we thought was granddad. Well, he still was granddad. He just wasn't biological granddad. Huh? Vincent, my granny divested, hysterical. Bunker TV raised his hand too. I'm telling you, everybody want to talk about grandpa. Had a family on the other side of town. Yeah, that was what you didn't know is grandma already knew about it. She turned a blind eye because she knew she came to the man with two kids from two different dudes. That's the part that nobody want to talk about. So granddad had a side family. Y'all had a blended family. That's what it was. Granddad had a side family on the other side of town. Yeah, but grandma came to him with two kids from two different dudes. Uh-oh, say it better, Z. Four kids from two different dudes. Uh-oh, say it better, Z. Four kids from three different dudes. There you go. Huh? Can we start having an honest conversation in the black community, please? So shout out to KMS. Actually, absolutely. The dynamic has changed. They're anchors now. They're anchors. What you just saw was a bunch of anchors that thought they were flotation devices. They don't even appreciate the position they're in. They're a bunch of anchors. That's why we say delusional. They're a bunch of anchors that think they're flotation devices. Huh? I had conversations with my elders. Both, y'all know Mr. Z is Haitian descent. Both Haitian and ADOS elders. Obviously, not by relation, but elders that are ADOS. A whole lot. We know, obviously, old school. There were the shotgun weddings, shotgun relationships, and granddad and grandma just stayed married. That existed. We know, obviously, there was love. They met in church or whatever, and they got married and they just stayed married. Obviously, that exists. And they had all 5 or 6 of their kids in marriage. That exists, of course. But you let certain people in the black community talk, it's like everything went to crap in the 1960s and 70s. That's not what happened. Stop. I want y'all to understand, as Haitian descent, we got that weirdo conversation going on too. It's not real. Grandma and great grandma was out here too. So yes, for some, it was the nuclear family. All 6 kids were from the same man. Yes, that's true. And for others, yep, all 4 kids were from 4 different men. You heard right. And that's not something that just started happening in the 60s and 70s. Stop. Huh? See, TG says 9 kids with 6 different dudes in my case. We gotta start having honest conversations, man. And I'm tying that to this by saying, you know how grandma got that deal from the last one? That stayed, whether that's your biological grandfather or not. You want to know how she got that? First of all, we gotta be honest, granddad was a simp, but that's beside the point. Because she negotiated knowing her position, she realized she was an anchor, not a flotation device. What you saw on the Pop the Balloon show with a bunch of 40 some odd year olds is that they think they're a flotation device. Z's, you might want to say that a little different, a little bit better. They want to sell you on the fact that they're a flotation device. Both of you both know that she's an anchor. For some of them, this is where the delusional ones come in. They're anchors thinking they're flotation devices. For the others, they know they're anchors. They're hoping you don't realize it. Huh? Bunker TV, exactly. And Bunker TV says women were more cooperative in the dysfunction. Hysterical. It's not like it makes no sense, but it makes perfect sense, right? Women were more cooperative in their dysfunction. Now they're being subsidized. Now the dysfunction is being subsidized and actually encouraged, actively encouraged. Actually, I would add on to that. So yeah, KMS, yeah, I agree with this, right? And Eric says, I need to read this one now. And Eric says, and thank you for the super chat. Um, Z, I'm in my late 40s. They don't change. Thank you for the super chat, Eric. Right? And Global Free Agent says, I got a couple of half aunts, lost track of their number. of the number. Oh, lost track of the number. Okay, yeah, yeah, right, man. So I had to cover this after BGS, right? And shout out to Leon. He said he's the one who sent it to BGS. I had to cover this after BGS, and I sometimes feel weird, right? I feel like Ludacris saying to Drake, if y'all don't know where Kendrick got the Santa Negro, that Santa Negro, that Santa Negro. He got that from Ludacris because Ludacris said it to Drake when Drake and Luda beefed back in what year was that? 2012 ish, maybe 11 ish or something like that. Something around that time. Maybe 2013. It wasn't 2013. It was maybe like 2011 or 12 or something like that. So yeah, I feel like I'm doing the whole Santa Negro, Santa Negro, Santa Negro. When somebody covers something and then somebody else covers it, and then I cover the cover of the cover. Yeah. So I try not to engage in that too much, but sometimes it is best that we all get in. Right. So yeah, and once again, Eric, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, right. Sometimes it's necessary. And Afro National says, I didn't know he got that from Ludacris. Yeah, so I want to say 2011, 2012, which it was a rap style that Big Sean and Drake engage in that I think Luda said, yo, y'all kind of biting off of me. It was I'm getting a little bit of this off. But Luda and Drake, and so it's Luda on one, Ludacris on one side, and Drake and Big Sean on the other side, and Luda and I'm sorry, Drake and Big Sean were like, yo, I've been rapping like this forever. So what Luda did was, first of all, this song, and then he went back and found him freestyling, I don't know, in the late 80s, early 90s, and he was rapping like that. And that was his way of saying, like, I've been doing this. But yeah, part of the diss song, he said to, I want to say he said to Drake, "You Santa Negro, that Santa Negro, that Santa Negro," which is like you're signed to what Wayne, that's part of Young Money, and Wayne and Young Money is signed to Baby, and Baby signed to I want to say at the time Universal. So he's like, you're signed to a Negro, and was Baby even signed to his brother Slim, who was signed to Universal? I'm getting some of that wrong, but yeah. And so Drake was like, not Drake, sorry. Ludacris was like, you're signed to a Negro, that's signed to a Negro, that's signed to a Negro. And it's just funny, and it's pretty accurate actually too. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, not the Broad Street Bully. And Better You says, remember what Bernie Mac, you said Bernie Mac. I thought you said Bernie Mac. I'm thinking Benny Siegel. It happens sometimes, y'all. Z, are you dyslexic? No. Remember what Bernie Mac said in Who Made the Mashed Potatoes? I'll rest my case. I don't. Right. You're gonna have to put that in Better You. Mr. Z is about to is Mr. Z is running out of fumes right now. But I'm about to close out in a minute. But yeah. And Earth says rap soap operas, bruh. Oh yeah, you now we going back like 30 some odd years. But the rap beefs, oh yeah, right. I'm older now, so I can't keep up, and not young 20s anymore, not teens anymore. So you can't really keep up with the stuff. You're living life, and life is lifing. But yeah, all the stuff that was happening around that time, Mr. Z had his ears to the street for a lot of it, and I recall, right? Yeah. So um we covered this to show 40 something year old. Look, man, this is supposed to be last call for alcohol. This is final call. This is when you're supposed to be praying and hoping and praying and wishing and checking out any candidates and going through your Rolodex of brothers you might have had a crush on in high school or brothers you had a crush on in college to see who's willing to get married and try to go on dates and all of that. And what you see from these ladies is that their ego said, nope. Yeah. Yep. That's what you saw here, right? So Kunguru says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Kunguru says, I was a whole adult when I realized my oldest aunt was not from grandpa. Bruh. Right? And Better You says, he came home, he came to dinner and saw the grandma. She was known for getting around and yeah, giving that throat. Right? Dawn of the Cougars. Oh yeah, no, these Cougars gonna be next level. These Cougars are gonna be next level. And shout out to Vince. These Cougars are gonna be next level. Right? These are super swaggy Cougars who are gonna be gaining it in. They're gonna be 50 some odd year old Cougars gaining it with 30 some odd year old brothers, and maybe if they could keep it nice and tight, maybe even some 20 some odd year old brothers. Right? But definitely 30 some odd year old brothers and 40 some odd year old brothers. They'll be in their 50s with 40 some odd year old and 30 some odd year old brothers. Absolutely. Right? So, on that note, everyone, we will pause right there. Thank you for the super chat once again, Kunguru. And I said it the way I meant it. As you brothers can see, those of you in your mid 20s, late 20s, these women are in their 40s. 3 children from 3 different men. 2 children from 2 different men. And they talking to this brother like, oh, you can't judge me. That's frightening. Right? That's frightening. Vince's swaggy Cougars. Shout out to Samore. Samore said this in one of her stand-ups. She was like, these grandmas nowadays is in their 30s and they listen to Hey Baby. And I died. And yeah, she said that on one of her stand-ups. You might be able to find the clip on YouTube. Um, and yeah, because we already know, like, some of these grannies really, if you had your child at 16 and then your kid had a kid at 16, yeah, they're in their 30s. But yeah, when she said that, so when I say swaggy grandmas, yeah, they're gonna be swaggy ass grandmas. Right? So yeah, that's why I covered it, yo. Man. Saint Cyr says, Z, as a man entering his 30s this year, I assure you I will not have any of these old biddies in rotation. Let's make biddies a thing. Let's make biddies a thing. Right? Make biddies great again. Let's make biddies a thing. Right? Oh no, I believe you. I believe you. Yo, I had a Latina pull up on me when I used to work at the office. That was in her 40s. And I was what, 27-ish, 27, 28 at the time. Right? And Dut says, these 40-year-old chicks, Z, began at them 20-year-olds. I'm telling you from experience. No, I have the experience too. I have the experience too. Right? Jake says, no old bucks and no free D. Say that. Right? So on that note, y'all, I will truly pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. I'm still like I have them in my history. I actually clicked them all over again so I can make them more recent. I want to do a stream about this kind of like these ladies being desperate, but yet their ego is in the way, right? They don't appreciate that they, once again, last call for alcohol. They're desperate, and these are women that are doing well, right? Like the Jamaican lady I was telling y'all about. I want to add her into that stream. I'm trying to work on. I did not forget about you with the TLC No Scrubs, Buckeye fan. Working on that. I'm gonna check my email for those of you that sent over stuff. Yeah, so Mr. Z got a lot to do. Better you with this, always with the nipples hanging down to their belly button. And Better you says, I'm looking for the no teeth gang with the nipples by their belly button. Hysterical. KMS says, them 40-year-old chicks were practice rounds in my youth. Man, look. Look, I think some of them are going to make themselves so insufferable, they're going to be forced into celibacy. Or get munched on by another woman. To be honest with you, KMS, I think some of them are going to make themselves that insufferable. If they haven't already. Right? So, yeah, on that note, y'all, we will pause right here truly. Y'all have a great, great rest of y'all night. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out. All right.